Welcome back everybody to the ending video of the beamng.drive racing tournament. So, it's been a week since the last video and that was because I was doing another project and also thinking on how to make this video. And so at the end there won't be so much about the celebration and it'll be an opportunity to discuss about the tournament and the videos that I have done. So the third place goes to the legend, the second one goes to Tell Python, and the first one goes to Lewis. I wanted to insert some highlight cuts of the previous races, but I don't think this is the case, and I think that it's better to discuss and talk about the tournament. I have laid down some ideas on what worked and what didn't, so let me first say again, maybe some of you already know that I'm not a native English speaker, I'm Italian, never went abroad, only learned the language through the web and so on. So the language barrier is present and I had some struggles speaking and trying to commenting every race, but I don't think that it came out that bad. Anyway, let's see where with the pros. The racing community and the racing content into the game is not much, so this was an interesting new concept for YouTube and for video styles of beamng.drive. Not a lot of races, clean races and complete ones are out there. The AI is not really much good, and there are a few challenges into the game already, but not that much accessibility like in serious racing simulators. Then I wanted to use my enormous collection of beamng.drive mods, including a lot of cars and circuits, because I'm a mod collector and I've collected a lot of mods for this game, some very good ones and some not so much. And so yes, this was also a way to use those cars. Then another pro is the unpredictability, because every time I was letting the cars race, it was unpredictable and they could collide with each other sometimes not. And so the outcome was always different. Now let's talk about the cons of these series. Maybe because I'm not that good at doing thumbnails, titles and putting videos in a good way, I think. The videos didn't get much views. Most races are around 300 views and that much. Some reached 1,000. But for a year, almost not a complete year, I started kind of in April or around half year with the races. The visualizations are too low for me to continue this type of content made like this. So I have to change content. Also, another big problem is that it's really stressful. Thanks to the awesome recording path tool editor, whatever path tool recording thing, it's really stressful to record each lap manually and then seeing that the car doesn't turn into the first turn and goes straight or crashes into other cars every time. The average time of doing this kind of videos was about 4 hours. I showed you the tutorial and the work process into my 100 subscriber special, and sometimes it went on a full day. Sometimes I couldn't even do the race in time, and so yes, it was really long. Then I realized another thing, so into the third con, that mod quality is really important and impactful into the recording path, because if a mod is not done properly, the car would spin far easier and won't follow the path correctly as a original game car. So there are a lot of bad quality mods, and yes, also that unpredictability that was working as a pro is also as a con, because as you may imagine, cars would crash and not give an interesting race. Then there's my fault for the editing, because I have an amateur interface graphics. I tried to record and make my own music and my own graphics, but without having any experience, it may not have been that good. Also, another problem was the tricky point system. It may have been too much complicated. I changed some rules into the meanwhile while the tournament was going on, and so yes, maybe a simpler point system would have done that better. So as I was saying before, let's analyze better the lack of race content both in-game and in videos of beamng.drive. So there's not an official open-wheeler car. This isn't a big deal. We can still have fun with a lot of other cars that there are in the game and in the modded community. Also, there are a few mods of open-wheeler cars, but we know the popularity that Formula 1 cars have. In fact, I received some questions to do races of open-wheeler cars, but I mean, even the game itself doesn't have an open-wheeler car yet, so we know that the race content is not a priority yet. Then there's not a good enough AI. Every simulator, Project Cars 2, Assetto Corsa, R Factor, and so on, Automobilista 2 and so on, have a good enough AI to do races. beamng.drive doesn't, apart, as I said, for the little challenges that are included into the game, but there's not a way to set up properly a race as in those other simulators. And that was the third point. And then in YouTube in general, this game is known and has gained popularity only for the crash focus videos, because the crash model is really good, but the focus is not the crash model, is the simulation of a car. So where do they use cars? They use cars in movies, races, and in simulating like driving license, driving around, and also police chases and all those stuff. And in crashing the model, this game is really good. In that content stuff, nah, not yet, because again of the poor AI. We are starting to have a campaign, and I'm sure that this is not the problem. Also, the open world functions of this game, like the creativity that someone can have with everything. You can set up a lot of stuff, and yes, so this is not much a problem, but the problem is that this game has gained popularity and is seen as the crashing game, the game that has the biggest crash model. And we can also see that with kids and the brain rot beamng.drive videos with Skibidi Toilet and crashing stuff with giant hammers, and some of those are cool, like the old generation of YouTube videos of crash compilations, and also the newer one is nice, where they simulate real life crashes and everything, or also beamng.drive movies. But I don't like that this game is seen only as a crashing for its crashing aspect, and not for the potential that the realistic crashes could have into the gameplay. I want it to be an addition of a good gameplay, that the focus of the gameplay. Now let's get into the YouTube aspect of these videos. So the low views. This channel is really small. We have gained more than 500 subscribers, and I want to thank all of you for subscribing and for supporting these videos. And this channel, I would like to monetize from it, but it's still a long time. And as you can see, beamng.drive Racing Tournament didn't gain so much popularity. Even if it was a cool aspect, more people were watching the beam reviews, and so I think I'll stick to those and leave the current state of the beamng.drive racing tournament. I do not want to stop making races though, but they will be much simpler to make and maybe boring. I hope they won't be boring. But I wanted to make some like crash art style videos, like for example my 200 subscriber special, where I put cars, 50 cars I think, race in a straight desert track, and I would like to make something like that, hoping it won't result boring. Another thing that I didn't really like while rewatching my videos is my voice, my commentary. Maybe it's a personal thing, I don't know, but I was preferring to hear only the game sounds and not my voice commenting what was happening. Maybe with those new races I want to make, I will comment and talk less and give more sound to the actual game. Maybe also another mistake I did was to not put any background music during the races. I think it could have added some good touch, and again I prefer to not put it to make you hear the engine and the races noises, and I thought that the music could distract, but in reality maybe it was a plus and not a minus. Now we will watch the biggest problem that this beamng.drive racing tournament had, which is due to the AI path recording tool, which it sucks. But why does it suck? So basically what does happen? You drive your car and the game records in some cycles the position and the speed of the car. So let's pretend it's each second. I'm driving through a circuit, and each second the game saves the position and the speed of the car. Then when the recording has ended, the game will replay the path with that speed and position of the car each second. So if the cycle is not live and only occurs each second, it's not accurate. And also, who will be the pilot that will mimic our behavior? This game's AI, which, as you all know, is not that good. So if you drive slowly, you can handle and you can accept what the game has recorded, but if you are racing or doing some incredible stunts that will stress the game AI, then it will just go straight into the next turn. This problem is much more present with bad quality mods for some reason. The original game cars are really accurate when driven by the path recording tool, but some mods are not at all. As I said in the beginning, all these problems makes the recording of these videos really stressful and long time to make, because you have to rewatch if the car is spinning, if it's doing that stuff properly. You can see me rage baiting into the 100 special subscribers video. And also, yes, the famous unpredictability. If I'm recording a race in a certain way, if I'm overtaking someone into the starting, in the everything, then the outcome that will be played by the path recording tool will be always different. Always different. Can this problem have a solution? Yes, and it would be adding an input recording function. I researched something on the internet and I found on the forum this guy, Prince Name, saying this: I don't want to waste anybody's time, but I don't see anyone else here asking this question, so I'll ask it myself. Will there ever be a way to change script AI's behavior to exactly replicate a control input key pressed as opposed to simply following the route that you drove on? which is exactly what I have thought. A system that when you press a certain key or driving with a steering wheel, it will record the exact inputs that you have made, and then it will replicate them. But maybe this hasn't been done because it is not possible. Let's see. Is it possible or not? So here's the answer from a beamng.drive team developer, Dave. So here's his answer. What you're talking about does sound possible, but we do not have any immediate plans for it, unfortunately. I expect this could be done as a mod, however. You would record the input state on the vehicle at up to 2000 times per second for maximum accuracy, then combine this with some user interface. When playing it back, you would simply feed the recorded data to the vehicle in time. That's how I would try and do it, at least. At this resolution, 2000 times per second, you should be able to recover things like drifting. There could be very slight difference to what was actually performed due to non-determinism, but I wouldn't expect this to be very large, if at all noticeable to anyone viewing it. If you haven't done so already or you don't want to do this yourself, it might be worth checking other posts in case anyone has tried something similar to this before. And unfortunately, no, I didn't find anything related like this thread. So this Dave says that it is possible and also explains how. I am not that much of a programming guy, so I don't have any clue on what he said. Anyway, if some of you is interested or what else, this can be done. This won't just resolve the problem, but would be great to make better videos of this game in general. So into the end of those points, there's my ability at math. So about the point system, as many of you may have noticed, I have messed up a lot of calculus. What's the plural of wait. Back from Google Translate and its calculations. My bad, as I said, I'm not that much familiar with the English language. So, yes, the solution would be a simpler point system. And I don't have any clue on how to simplify it. And yeah, we'll see. Another solution would be maybe just even completely remove it, because it would be each video in the positions that the car arrive, and then that's it. The next video is different with different cars and different starting points. But the point system was to remove the qualifying system. It was a clever idea until I didn't notice that it was getting messed up, not because it was that hard, but because I was just messing up the system. But don't worry, each of the videos of the tournament has corrected values into the comment sections, because I rewatched them and I noticed that they were not right. And in conclusion to this video, we have a comment from the Lewis, the winner himself of the tournament, that just says fuck off to tell Python, celebrating his victory. Just a little Easter egg. So what is the future of the beamng.drive racing tournament? As I said at the beginning, I intend to make a straight path controlled only by the game AI. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use every circuit I have, but at least a lot of cars and a lot of mod in action. You'll see them in action. Also, a lot of you people asked me if they could participate to the tournament, seeing it as a cool thing and hoping that their name could be into the game. And I promised you that the next season of the tournament would have had your names. So, if you want your nickname to be displayed as a pilot into the next beamng.drive racing videos, then write it down below into the comments, and write the nickname you want to be viewed at, and say something like my nickname for the next race or something like that, to let me understand that you want to be into the next videos. And then I'll choose them to be a pilot. Like in the maximum cars I could do into these videos was like 6, because imagine doing more than 6 laps manually each race. That would be a mess. But into the next, since the AI would be driven by the game, I can do up to 50 pilots, maybe more, maybe less. Hoping that my PC won't die. And so there's enough place and room for any nickname. Some of you also wanted me to open a Discord server, which I did, and few people entered, but I opened it just because you asked me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that, because in fact, I don't know what to do with a Discord server. I know that it might be useful for something, but I'm not a Discord user that much, and so I'm not familiar with that stuff. If you are interested in that Discord server for some reason, to ask me question personally, which you can also do it into these YouTube comments, it's in the 100 subscriber special videos. You can reach it up there. And now that the video is incredibly long and nobody will watch it until this point, maybe few people will, it's time to conclude and to thank you again for reaching 500 subscribers. And let's hope that the next videos will be good. I don't know. So, bye!